outside of you can't ground objectivity outside of your perception of your
You
mind.
have to ground your world.
Stop
Oh
talking.
my, yo, Badger
Talk
just so
over
bad
me
faith.
again.
I'm bad faith. What are you talking about?
You're so bad faith.
You're actually bad.
Yeah, if we were arguing, I would walk bitch him. He would get sit down fucked. Go ahead, Present.
I have a question.
You can't.
Oh
you
my
can't
god,
ground
this guy can't read either. Go ahead.
This is amazing. The lack of self-control is amazing.
It's amazing.
You can't have morality, Jack, because you're finite, and your mental cognitive ability doesn't have the ability to generate certainty. Right?
Oh, okay. There was just like an editing mistake in the title. Are you saying atheists can't have objective morality in their belief system?
I said morality in their belief system. You believe
morality as a whole.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we mean by morality?
What I mean by morality is a foundation outside of yourself that you can.
Wait, one second. I was listening to him growl at me. Go ahead.
It's insane. What I mean by morality is a foundation of knowledge that justifies your truth of morality outside of yourself from what you believe to be the case of existence is. You cannot. You're tethering yourself to absolutely nothing, and then it compounds upon itself back to yourself to say that you're the arbitrator. You don't have a middleman. Like
right.
Yeah.
So you're using Kant there as a modal operator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So, like, what's the modal scope that we're talking about?
The modal scope.
Yeah.
Okay. First. Say it again.
Yeah, if you're using can't there, as in cannot, can, should, those are like, yeah, can and can't.
It's a possible world. It's a possible world scenario.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. What makes the belief false in every possible world that atheists cannot have morality is
when you're talking about what you believe in a possible world, the foundation of you, right? Of how you believe that the world is constructed in relation to you, right? So, like, essentially, atheism is like saying, if I said, I believe that a baseball bat is at the foundation of reality and it created everything that we're living in today, right? You can live that way, and you can believe that way. That's clearly not the truth of the reality that you're living in, because that baseball bat that you posited doesn't have the attributes to do what you're claiming it did.
Right. Okay. So you're just saying in some unique sense of the word morality, atheists can't have it, right? But if an atheist by morality just means like, good is what ought be done, bad is what ought not be done. You're not saying they can't have that, right?
I'm saying under the way that they view the world, they don't even actualize based upon what they posit the truth to be in relation to reality itself.
No, but
because when you don't posit God,
yeah,
you don't posit a mind at the foundation,
right?
Of your truth.
And if you don't posit a mind, you remove the subjectiveness aspect of morality, right?
You remove everything.
Yeah. So if you posit a mind, then there's something about morality that mind can stand in like have a stance for or against, right? Yeah. That just sounds like subjective morality to me.
No, because subjective is just mind dependent. And I would say that the objective and something that is certain, something that is brute, something that is invaluable, something that is like literally a truth maker.
Yeah, it could never be false.
It can never be false.
Yeah.
So it's objective.
Okay, so in your unique way that you define morality, and in the unique way that you define objective, atheists can't have objective morality.
They don't have anything, not just morality. They don't exist. You can't exist.
But by exist there, that's going to be silly. What do you mean by exist? Like I'm not here right now. I'm not right here right now.
No,
present.
It's the baseball. Like it's you know what I mean. Like I said, if you believe that a baseball bat, if you're into your belief, literally think of a little kid like, hey, mommy, daddy, I came from the pharaoh, like the bird in the sky dropped me off, right?
Yeah.
Like
stork.
If he the stork, thank you, because
no, you're good. I don't know. I know you don't get nasty with the geography, the Nat Geo, so.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You got me. You know me so well.
Yeah.
So Uh,
Well,
Hey, my man,
wait,
Daddy, I
but
gave
the
you the
thing. Oh
story.
yeah, sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You pretty much get what I'm saying.
Yeah. So my like the major pushback would just be that like it just seems trivial that if by morality you mean like a concrete one and manyness that defines and instantiates any state of affairs, and if by objective you mean what God wants, then it's just trivially true that atheists don't have objective morality. But we don't have yet the argument that an atheist, let's say Connor, believes that good just means what ought be done, and bad just means what ought not be done, regardless of the epistemic concern.
You have some. You have you do have subjective morality under Christianity. Like when we say Christianity is the objective standard, we're saying God granted you the choice to either align with the truth, accept Him, accept existence, reality, and the truth of what it represents or not. Right. So
Yeah.
so you can subjectively deny it and accept it at the same time under atheism. Right. You can literally deny.
Yeah, but it seems like you're saying that let's say that two Christians, right, two people that believe in the correct God, they can have disagreements about what is good and bad, right?
To an extent.
Right.
To an extent.
Right. So that just means that the moral facts are private. They're to God's mind alone. No, wait.
It's because
The moral absolutes.
we would have a disagreement, but at the end of the day, the Bible is what the truth is.
Right.
And so, and I would at the end of the day agree with what the Bible says, not about what our personal feelings are.
But about things, let's say that there's some moral quandary that's never addressed in the Bible due to some technological restriction of the time or something. Like,
my God.
Well, this is a serious question.
No, I agree. No, Zach, to me, even if every Christian, every person that read the Bible, like, I'll make a scenario. Let's say there's a group of people that read the Bible tomorrow, and they read it for 5 years, and they've come up with absolutely wrong interpretations
or different
interpretations for 5 years straight, and they go out preaching complete shitty interpretations. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That has nothing. That still doesn't mean that truth doesn't exist.
No, I agree, but that's well, I thought we were putting the epistemic concern aside, right? I thought we were saying since the atheists can disagree on what's good or bad, and then since the theists can disagree on some things that are good or bad, yet we both agree that things like good and bad are,
but I'm talking about actualization within the truth itself. So like you don't even have the actualization because your starting point doesn't actually exist. But if you're just talking about like
do you think good things exist?
By virtue of God existing.
Right. If by good I don't mean God, I mean something like what ought be done. Surely we would look at some things and say of those things they ought be done.
I would say that's a relative statement. Like no man is good but God. So like relatively we don't need to do anything for God.
But that's just trivial what you're saying there. If good means God, then you're saying no man is God but God.
Well, that's the truth of reality. But
right, but that's true of me too. No one is Zach but Zach. No one is present but present. That's not saying something informative.
No, but you asked the question of I'm just giving you our theology in relation to what sin means, right? When we say sin is to miss the mark, right?
Yeah, to fall short.
Exactly, to fall short. You can't hit the mark because you can't be God, right?
Okay, but so would you say of sin?
It's gonna be trivially true. So that's what I'm giving.
But of sin, would you say that it's true about sin that it ought not be done?
That it ought not be done.
Yeah,
I would say relative to us. Yeah, like relative to us.
No. Wait, I'm down to entertain the relative to somebody thing, but
yeah,
just of the concept of sin, would you say something that is true about that is that it ought not be done?
Something that is true that it ought not be done.
A property that's true of sin is wrongness. They ought not be done.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, okay, and a property of, let's say you're in line with the nature of God. Doing an act like that, would you say that a property that's true of that act is that it ought be done?
That it ought be done? No, obviously not.
Wait, you don't think good things ought be done? You don't think you ought be in line?
No, the way you formed that. No, of course.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not trying to get you on anything.
No. I get you. I thought that is the way you formed it. I didn't.
Yeah. So if we're just saying that good things are the things that ought to be done, and bad things are the things that ought not be done, it actually doesn't matter. For the purposes of establishing some framework, what the facts are, what the moral facts are.
It matters for two important. This matters for two very important reasons. Number one, your soul, which is probably like, I mean, like if you want your soul to exist and just say like, you want an afterlife, or you want a better life in general, and you don't want consequences for just, believing in something else, and obviously that would be the most important reason to follow a line with your creator.
Okay.
Number two is the access. Like going to school, right? Like you ever copied up for somebody? You ever cheated somebody or for somebody?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So we have these, like, you can go, you cannot know anything about that test. You can sit next to somebody that's like top of the class, valedictorian, whatever, and you just be, hey, like, that's your best friend. You can copy every single thing. You never study a day in your life. You can get 100 on that test, and this is analogous to what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
It still doesn't mean you know the why behind why you got the 100. You guys both can have the same GPA, walk the same stage, and probably be in competition for the same award. You guys do not have the same knowledge.
Do you think that people should be afraid of hell?
I think the fear of God is the beginning of knowledge. So my testimony.
You think? Just to be clear, you have hell and you have God. Which do you think people should fear most?
It's not about fear. Hang on, can I say something?
Yeah,
it's not about fear.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. But.
No, I'm not.
It has nothing to do with fear. The whole every book in the Bible goes back to Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about Jesus. So you tell me where you find any fear in the Bible.
In the concept of hell?
What I'll say is,
the concept of hell, do you even know what hell is?
Yeah.
I'm doing an internal critique, but I was...
So you must know. So if you're going to do an internal critique, then you should know what hell is, correct?
Right, yeah, I was using present...
Can I say something about
what
fear?
is hell? No.
I was using...
So what is hell?
I was using presence definition when he said a couple of paragraphs ago that one reason you might be motivated to do the good and believe in the right thing instead of the wrong thing is the consequences of that lack of belief.
I didn't say I said your soul, right? I just said I said your soul. I said if you want to.
Did you ever say the word hell?
I didn't say you said the word hell.
Never. I never said that.
Now. What did you say, President?
I never said hell. I just said
I didn't say he said hell.
One reason you should align with your creator and not like basically copy his homework and then saying I can get to the same thing. Which the analogy I gave is because your soul.
Oh, so now we're running to a totally completely different question.
Wait, but I can say the President of the United States, and later if you say, you were talking about Trump earlier, and I say, I never said Trump. Like, obviously he brought up the concept.
Oh, you're not understanding what I meant. You now went and pivoted to a whole different question.
Right, I was staying linear. He brought up the consequences first, then he brought up the valedictorian.
He never said consequences. He just told me what he said.
Yeah, he said the substance of the point was synonymous with hell or consequences or believing in the wrong thing. That's true.
Is that what you said, President?
What I'm saying is
See, he's dodging your question.
Yeah, I accept that. I accept that I mentioned the biggest reason why you wouldn't align is consequences.
Yeah.
In relation to yourself, not in relation to fear.
Okay, but we agree that you talked about consequences.
Hang on.
But you're trying to make the consequences. I said you should do this out of fear. I said you should do this because you love. I'm saying it in the way like you should do this because you love yourself.
Right.
Right.
So we agree.
You should not have fear serving God. Yeah. You should not have any fear.
That's not okay.
God is nothing but love. So the thing is when you guys come up here talking about you should have fear in God, that tells me that you did not read the Bible.
I didn't say that. President said that.
No, I didn't say.
Listen. Wait. No, actually.
No, stop.
No, actually.
What happened was you insinuated what President said. You put two and two together because you have some type of fear inside of you.
Right.
Oh my God. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, what I asked was I didn't make any normative claim, right? I asked, do you think people should be afraid of hell? That was my question.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, you guys are right because everybody's right here. Because Joy,
we disagree, so we can't both be right.
He was gonna before I was gonna, he asked me a question, and then I think you wanted to ask him a question within that. I think he was gonna clarify how I meant the phrase I used previously.
I'm not trying to be
And then
confrontational.
you clarified it by saying what you said, correct?
And I was right because you brought up
And
consequences.
so now I'm still trying to figure out how the flip fear of hell came into the picture.
Because I asked him about when he said
Why would
consequences.
you be fearful of death?
Joey, you're actually not understanding what I'm saying.
No, I'm trying to understand. Why would we have fear, bro?
Did I say that you should have fear?
Let me finish what I'm saying so everybody understand. Okay, so when he said should I have fear in hell, I said now I forgot the line was said, like the beginning of knowledge is the fear of God. I think it's a little something like that.
Yeah, that's what you said, exactly verbatim.
The fear of God is the beginning of knowledge. So in relation to my testimony, like I said, like when I'm talking about the moment I realized God was real. I'm talking about that type of thing. Like when you realize that something of that magnitude is actually real, it's like
it's like intimidation, right?
It's like, oh my God, yes, it's that type of thing.
Okay, cool.
But it's just like, but it's almost prejudice, or it's almost like racism, though, right? Like kind of thing. That doesn't mean that, like, it's just like, just because somebody is intimidating at first sight or at first glance doesn't mean that they're a bad person, right? It's up to you to be like, I feared that thing because it looks or it has this much power, right?
Okay.
Once you understand
Can I ask a question?
Once you understand the person that's behind the power, it's like, okay, I respect it and I understand it. It's nothing but love.
Okay, cool.
So you can be intimidated by somebody that has more power than you, but that's just your own self-conscious, like. That's just your own self-consciousness.
No, I agree totally, but that's not. I wasn't trying to go down any kind of thing like that. Okay, my question was simply, do you think that people should fear going to hell?
Why should they fear it when we are telling them to choose Jesus?
Yeah, no, you shouldn't.
Wait, I have something to say really quick.
Oh my God.
Why is it that you guys cannot have someone speaking to one person at the same time?
I know.
I just want to make a point.
No. Why is it that you have to open your mouth? Why is it that you both have to open your mouth and interject in this conversation? I don't understand why.
Okay. Now,
no, if they're going to hell, that's because they want it.
No,
yes.
I don't.
Thank you, Summer. If someone wants to go to hell, they're going to hell because that's what they chose to go to.
I'm not asking you anything like that.
No. You should have no fear.
I'm not asking
anything if you choose God.
Yeah, but why? I thought me and President were having a conversation, and you didn't want people interrupting.
Well, she's actually right, and
well, but she's not right because that's not what I asked.
Well, she's actually right, and but
she's not right because.
Well, now I'm right now, and nobody can hear you.
Stop, chill.
I'm chill, bro, but I'm sick and tired of it. Like, let's be real, y'all.
I get it.
Let's be real. Let's be very real.
Why
are we making it so people should be
up.
afraid of these things? Like, if you don't choose God, that's what you choosing. No, I'm not afraid of hell. I'm going to heaven.
Okay, so look, when we talk about fear in relation to this, no, Joey's absolutely right. I don't fear hell. I don't fear.
That's not what I asked.
Well, you did. You
no,
asked
I
me.
didn't. I'll ask it again.
Our conversation.
I'll ask it again.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for
Do
it.
you think that people should, normative claim, action guiding claim, should fear hell?
Yeah, I'm answering that.
Okay.
No.
Wait, I'm just going to let you answer because I cut you off.
No. People should not fear hell.
Okay, cool.
People should have accountability and to have, like, cojones to say that I'm diving straight forward into hell. Like, that's how it should go. You should dive into it, like, face first, right? But that's how I look at it personally. If I go to hell by my ability to understand my consequence of my actions, that's just where I'm at, right? It's not like I don't fear my own self accountability or my lack of ability just to stand up to a standard that I set to myself, right? That's called me.
Now, do you hold to like deprivation theory, annihilation theory, eternal conscious torment? What version of hell do you think is the correct one?
I think I like to hold a little mixed bag with that one. A little mix here, a little bit of there. Like,
Do you think so? Okay, so basically you're agnostic, but you know that it's not without consequence, right?
I do believe there's a. Oh hell yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. Now, but what does it mean? What does it mean for somebody to have forever to know that they made the wrong choice, and not have that choice be undesirable in any way?
What do you mean?
What I'm saying is, like basically, I'm kind of like bringing up some sort of Pascal's wager situation where, yeah, if you're right, then you get the goods, but if you're wrong, then it's bad forever. Why is it that being bad forever isn't something worthy of being undesirable or feared?
Oh, why? Because it's something that you that's just your personality. That's just who you want to be.
Yeah, it's a reflection of who you are.
Yeah.
Is he saying that hell, wait, President, are you saying hell is desirable to those who reject God?
I would say I don't know about that one because it's like certain people learn the hard way, right?
I go to hell and enjoy it.
Like that's up to you. Like
No, so all of the things that are from God are going to be displaced from you. So you can't like be like, I want all these things from God, but I don't want to be with God. That it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's like being in the jungle talking shit.
It can't be undesirable.
Being in the jungle and being 5'3", 130 pounds, and 35 years old, and talking to Mike Tyson crazy in his prime. And
why are we in the jungle for this?
Because if you're gonna be in the jungle talking to Mike Tyson crazy as a grown man, that's what 5'3", 130 pounds. There's gonna be consequences.
I thought he was gonna bring up the 100 men versus gorilla thing, but
no, I'm just saying.
Can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead, Sid.
He just did.
Go ahead, Sid.
Yeah, so I don't know why any of you would say it's not undesirable. I mean, it's weeping and gnashing of teeth. It seems like your response is just saying, well, it's just, they asked for it. This is what they wanted.
Yes.
But I think it's clearly still going to be undesirable.
Right.
I don't know why it's like, why you don't want to say
the weeping and gnashing of teeth isn't because they've been wronged. It's because they don't want the truth to be true.
Well, okay, but if a person, if a person,
if they've been wronged or not, we're not talking about like if this is just or not. We're simply saying, is this going to be undesirable on their part?
Yeah.
It can also be just. It can also be fair. It can also be good.
Yes.
But is it going to be undesirable from their perspective?
Yes. That's the question.
From their perspective?
Yeah.
It's going to be the best of both. It's the best of both. It's going to be the best of both options.
Yeah.
What? Of course it's not. The best of both options is heaven.
For all parties involved. No, that's at least from the worldview that if you're internally critiquing, the concept.
But the problem with running an internal critique is that you're an idealist. It seems like Present holds to some smorgasbord of annihilation theory, deprivation theory, and torment. Sid is invoking the concept of torment. Joy seems to believe in some kind of torment process, but that you shouldn't be fearful of it. Summer thinks that it's just, and there's
Oh, no, shut up.
No, you.
That's not.
How are these conflicting?
No, you shut up.
You know
How
what?
does this
You
even
shut
have to
up.
do
No,
with
you shut up.
It's conflicting views? Shut up.
You know what?
How does this
You
even
shut
have
up.
to do with
Go
it?
back to the boil down to separation from. Go back to the.
Yeah. It's still going to
Who
be
the hell does he think he is putting words in my mouth like that?
Why you got slow?
He just
The
ran
hell's
through a
wrong
whole
with
bunch of
him? No, don't bring him back up. He don't get to come back up.
It was like a non.
Let him apologize.
Joy is not very joyful. Do
Let
you
him apologize.
understand
Justin,
what
wait,
it is?
Justin,
Right.
are you not an idealist?
Joy, he's gonna have.
Shut
What
up.
does that have to do with eschatology?
Wait.
What does idealism
Let
have
him
to do with
apologize.
eschatology?
Look, I'll
Zachary.
explain why.
Zachary,
Yeah,
can you apologize to Joy, please?
yeah.
Are we apologizing to Joy?
I'm sorry that I put words in your mouth, Joy. Now, the why I was doing that is I was showing you guys how awesome of a listener I am, right? Because I'm tracking 5 different internal critiques right now. Justin, is it not true of you that you're an idealist?
It's such an
No, what does that
idiot.
have to do with eschatology?
I'll tell
It's
you
such
if
a
you
waste of
answer. Are you
time.
not an idealist?
Such an idiot.
Yes, I am.
Okay,
what does that have
cool.
to do with eschatology?
Yes, I'm not saying anything about eschatology. I'm saying that it's not always wrong to ascribe a worldview to someone when you know their worldview. So this.
Like right now,
I'm
what you've heard from all of us I'm gonna say.
Can we guys?
Zach, you interrupted.
All right.
Well, Zach interrupted me to say that.
It's not gonna happen. Everybody, stop talking.
I did
Please.
interrupt you, and I'm sorry.
Stop talking. Please, everybody. We're gonna have the dialogue. Please, I can't. I'm getting headaches from this damn just back and forth. Please and thank you. Just be mature. Everybody stop being in their feelings about certain things and just
Zach is just quick-witted, so it just things
go fast.
faster.
If anybody be disrespectful to my moderators, then anybody true.
Oh yeah, you just getting blocked. Especially if you're a grown man doing it too.
True.
It really shows who you are.
Joey, I'm just gonna ask a favor. Please have a shorter
a longer fuse.
A longer.
You need more patience.
A little bit more, please. Thank you.
A little bit more, yeah. I'll give it to you.
I appreciate you.
Okay, Justin.
I was just gonna finish what I was saying.
Justin, please continue.
I was just gonna finish what I was saying. So I think I'm speaking. If the 5 people you're tracking, their views, if they all hold to the Bible, I'm just gonna quote what the Bible says, because what the view is about that it's undesirable is spoken about in Revelation 17. That even though people will be in hell, if there's an imagery of this person that's in hell being offered an opportunity to repent, and they would rather stay in hell than be in heaven. So all parties involved are where they would rather be.
Yeah.
In a world where God actually exists.
Yeah, you can prefer
so it's the most desirable option.
Yeah, but it can. Well, it's what they prefer, but maybe they're like arrogant and they don't want to admit their wrongdoing. You can still be in an undesirable state that you choose, right?
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. You're invoking a sense of heart, like what is it? Like a neutral, like.
I agree, it's your own fault.
No, like neutral, like where you have like this, like homeostasis, right? That's how we understand things. So like, undesirable is like, well, I might be in like Jamaica, and then my wife might lose a nail. That's undesirable, but she's in Jamaica, so she's not going to complain. Like,
yeah, but
it's all about homeostasis. So all things considered, it's going to be in their state of homeostasis. It's going to be undesirable to go to heaven than stay where they are. So their desire is going to not. It's not going to be undesirable.
Is it going to be irrational?
Because you're referencing their homeostasis.
Look, okay. Well, I still have a previous disagreement that I want to address really quickly before I get into that. And you said, since you're juggling 5 people, I'll just quote the Bible. All Christians, presumably follow the teachings of the Bible. And we get different accounts. Okay, well, more on average, like the majority follow teachings in the Bible, but the Bible is subject to man's imperfect interpretation.
You were all over today, Zach. What's happening?
Well, yeah. There's a reason why I'm sound scatterbrained, and it's only because I'm trying to stay linear. And the last point that was brought up that I disagree with was after I got kicked twice. Now. I'm not bringing up some sort of preference in that it's chocolate or vanilla ice cream. I'm bringing up some kind of thing where it's their values, and maybe they don't value.
That's why
you keep referencing a world where subjective reality is subjective ontologically. This is a world where your subjective reality is actually the case.
What?
And so, as in, like your state of mind, like, okay,
what?
There's no more possible worlds in hell.
Okay.
It's just your pure act. And
so wait, is God's pure act?
That your reality, yeah. And so
God's
the
in hell?
view, right, is that in the spiritual realm, you're fully actuated. You're fully substantiated.
Look.
And so there's no possible world semantics in this reality. There's no like, well, in my subjective reality,
you don't think that there could be counterfactuals?
Be in another place. No, it's just.
Wait. You don't think that heaven and hell? You don't think heaven and hell are the types of things that can experience counterfactuals?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so that's okay. Then that's just like. Are you a
That's what pure act would be.
Are you a necessitarian?
This has nothing to do with necessitarianism. It has nothing to do with Calvinism, or y'all are not tracking the view.
Wait, I'm asking: is hell the kind of place that is subject to having counterfactual states of affairs?
If you're fully substantiated, there's possible world semantics. It doesn't mean anything, because that's what fully substantiated means.
Then just say yes.
Wait, what's your question?
Is hell the kind of place that is subject to counterfactual states of affairs?
I don't know what that means.
Is it the
What would
kind
that
of
mean?
place where if Satan moved the recliner lazy boy where he throws knives at people from one corner to the next, is there a kind of way that we can conceivably picture that?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
So it's incoherent?
We cannot.
You don't wait. What part is incoherent?
We cannot quantify over what hell's going to be like. We don't have that. That's why I think it's dumb when people make affirmative.
That's an epistemic. That's an epistemic. I don't care what hell's like. However, it's like, could we imagine it another way, or is imagining it another way incoherent?
Incoherent. It's. I mean,
What part?
We're not imagining it in any way. What are you talking about?
You think I can't imagine hell? What are you talking about?
No, he's
What do
imagining.
you think you're imagining?
Yeah, like
He can imagine.
Justin,
I
what do you
think we're
take- What do
equivocating.
you take a counterfactual to be?
Yeah.
Or
What do you
give me
take a counterfactual to be?
let me say this. Like that's why I said you said I got a mixed pot of like things because
Yes.
I just like I don't know and I just kind of this conversation is kind of going to go down this random long like winded rabbit hole because we're not God, right? And this thing is
Cool.
like yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
but
gonna
I'm
be-
not leveraging the charge against any of you that you're God and you should be able to fully explicate any question that I ask. All I'm saying is that to say that when I'm talking to somebody that I'm not getting it right and then I switch to another person I'm not getting it right, I'm sure that certain people on this panel, maybe Present, maybe Sid, maybe Jim, maybe Trey, maybe Justin, maybe 22, maybe Summer, maybe anybody else, right, thinks that possible world semantics are applicable to domains like heaven or hell. When you say, if God deliberated this way, he could have done this way, something that could have been otherwise, something that if X didn't obtain, Y wouldn't obtain, something like that.
Yeah. Look, it just like I can give you my view. My view is my personal view. I talked to God about, and like I said, it's multifaceted for me personally. I do think possibly can just completely annihilate you. Possibly, you serve time, then get annihilated. I don't know.
Okay, but do you think that hell, Present? Do you think that hell is the kind of place where we can imagine counterfactual states of affairs happening?
Possibly, yeah. I would.
Okay. So to say against what I'm saying that you're supposed to be doing an internal critique, well, I was. That's why I was taking Present's definition on everything. But of course,
Hey, President, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm gonna just give him 5 more minutes because we have to move on.
Okay.
Wait, you were that rude without even meaning to be?
Okay.
President, do you want to continue the conversation?
Yeah. We can continue. Or Justin. I'm sorry, I interrupted Justin and nothing. You guys can.
No, I mean,
finish that point.
Zach's chasing a vacuous truth. I really don't know how to help him anymore. I mean,
Yeah, this
what are
one
you predicating about hell? It's like,
Yeah.
what do we have? What do we have to instantiate that this is a realistic imagery of something?
Yeah, when I go to the edge of the lava river, I could throw 1 stone or 2 stones into the river. I don't get
Why
it.
would it be a lava river? How do you even know the
That's
ontology of
that's
it?
an epistemic question, Justin. I don't care about
That's
that.
my problem.
I'm
Well, then what
not
are you
saying that hell is this way. I'm saying no matter what the way that hell is, which is private to us, right? Could it be that we can speculate about a different way it could be? And you're saying that no,
What?
it's incoherent. That's what you
We
said.
can't know
going
what
to
it
be
is,
us.
but we can speculate. What does that mean?
Yeah,
what-
like look,
Oh.
it just means that like whatever way, like whatever, there could be like different views on it, right? Whatever the view is, that's actual, right? Once we get to that space, right? Is it possible that once we're in that space, whatever the way that it is, right? However it's interpreted, can we imagine it being a different way? That's all it's being expressed.
Now or when we're there?
It doesn't
When we're
matter.
there,
That's
when it's
irrelevant.
actualized.
When it's actualized, no,
Right.
I don't think that would. I don't think
That's
that
what I was
would be
asking,
the
like,
case.
What do you think a counterfactual is?
Yeah.
But there could be.
Counterfactual is just another way a thing could be.
Right. So like the thing is instantiated, right? Whatever the state of affairs is instantiated. And our counterfactual is just how could it have been different than what it was instantiated?
Yeah.
That's all a counterfactual is.
Do you think that there are counterpossibles?
I don't think that. I don't think that that's what. Yeah, I don't think that that's what we would have the ability to do.
Do you think that hell is the kind of domain that's subject to counterpossible states of affairs?
I think that
Yes,
counterfactuals would only. I think counterfactuals will only be in a world where
Justin,
God's grace exists.
What about counterpossibles in hell?
I don't think
yes
we would.
No?
I think we'd be so. I think we'll be so focused on actual hell that we would not have the ability to make counterfactual.
Okay. Now, what about counterpossible states of affairs in hell? Are those good or no?
What do you cash? What's the difference between counterfactual and counterpossible?
One is like a different state of affairs, and the other one's like a different possibility. It doesn't like it's like modal.
Yeah, same answer.
Same answer. I would say this. Like, when you're asking a God question, right? Because God can customize your hells, right? Like you can have customized hells possibly by God or something. Like you don't like, or it could be like who knows? That's
Wait, President, are you saying that God could create hell however He wanted?
I'm not. I'm saying God can set like when it comes to him.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
The authority.
Wait, what's wrong with that, Justin? Is because it's not possible under your worldview.
What?
Because God, when he chooses, when he goes to renovate hell from nothingness into somethingness, right?
Did you just say renovate?
What are you talking about?
I'm using semantics because I'm funny. Okay, now shut up and listen to my point. I only have a minute left. Yeah. So.
Do you think that hell
So
is a
when
physical
God
place?
is going to actualize hell,
You just don't even are not tracking what hell is.
I don't care what hell is.
You just don't even are not tracking
Oh my
what hell
God.
is.
Yeah, he said renovate. He said when God goes to renovate hell.
You guys keep.
I think a lot of people are picturing like the underworld of the Greek gods as hell.
Yeah, no,
He's just being very like.
It could like maybe it could be a spot where you like who knows. That's what I'm saying. There's too many different variables of like what the actual truth of that is. If it's just a spiritual like domain of this conversation doesn't.
Who let him back up?
Yo, Joy, why have you kicked me 3 times and you kicked me before my timer? What's up? Why have you kicked me 3 times and you kicked me before my timer? What's up?
Who let him back up?
Okay, I got a job. All right, love you guys.
Yeah, why are we debating with someone that thinks that hell is about to be renovated?
You know that's like using like creative language when
Not
somebody
really.
says it, right?
He would have
It's
to
not like literally.
He would have to show
Well,
the proof
he-
in the Bible.
He's just a tad dramatic.
Well, he just.
Do we still believe
He
in
just
that?
said. He just said that he's using like.
Wow, why
he's
are
just
all of
using,
y'all
like,
in here
creative
today
language.
just so angry with us?
You literally.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not the one that. I'm not the one that blocked my
No, all
account.
of you just are in here just to argue. There was the stupidest
You have a background that says
Well, they took the bait.
This
Joy.
is
That's
this is a
They
debate
take the
live.
bait,
What are you
Summer,
talking
and what
about?
they don't
This is
understand
debate
is how
live.
much they use
Joy, this is a
Jesus
live
to
about
define
atheists.
everything.
Joy, take
This is a live to like debate.
Okay, I get it, but Joy, take care of this.
So the
This
Christians
is not worth it. This is not worth it. Like they're like it's not worth your mental.
Well, no, but what do you want to do, President? This is your live. It's not their live.
No, I got you. I did.
Either.
It is targeting. Like I said, I don't want to argue. I don't want people just talking over each other. I want dialogue. I want conversation. So like, I don't even want to. Honestly, I don't want debate. So like, I can conversate. You can have a conversation as to why I believe what I believe. I don't care for syllogisms and all this other shit that you guys are talking about. To be honest.
Yeah, I can have a conversation with you. With you.
Anybody can. It's just.
Hang on, you gotta wait because there was other people up here before you.
I mean,
That's
that's
your
the host's
question.
call, not yours, Joy. But okay.
Well, I mean, that just shows that you're up here for a debate and you just went. You didn't listen to a dang thing.
I just said okay. I said one line, Joy. Thank you. I will
So
be
what did
myself
President
because
just
I'm
say?
a respectful person.
What did President just say? He's not here for a debate. And you immediately say, well, I would like to say something. You weren't the first one here.
He would like to have a conversation because that's what the host said he wants to
Would
have.
you like to have a conversation? Because you were here first. Would you like to? I'm thinking about you.
No, he can.
I'm being kind, letting you go first. Would you like to go? There's something that you would like to say.
Yeah, he can go first, but I just don't understand why you're.
So now
why
he
you're
can go
acting
first. So
like
you
this.
don't have anything to say. You're just sitting up here chilling.
Yeah, I'm calling you out on your behavior.
Okay, I don't need you up here, atheist. all the time. How did you wake up this morning?
In my bed.
Clearly.
With my eyes open.
You up.
What's up, guys?
My alarm,
I'm here to have
my
a friendly
alarm went off at
conversation.
5:30, and I
Why
woke
did you
up.
let whoever let him back up, just let him back up just to do exactly that?
Yeah.
Well, you know what, President? President. I'm definitely going to drop. I mean, you can definitely waste your time debating them with nothing, because there's nothing important that they're bringing to the table.
Thank you, Thanks, Joy. It was nice talking to you, for real.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you
better
for your
find God
moderation,
before you
Joy.
head to what you're so fearful of.
Yeah, because I need you.
Thank
He
you.
sounds very sour. Oh my gosh, is that what you?
Yo, President. Yo, President, can you do me a favor?
Can you guys
I don't know
stop?
if it was
Can you
you.
guys stop, please?
Hold on.
Let's stop.
I just wanted to ask something real quick. If somebody blocked my other account, my main account on your live, I'm not. Or I don't know if it was you or if it was her who muted me right now.
All right.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro.
Okay. All right. All right. Don't talk about my moderator, especially when they're not here. I'm gonna stand by Joy, but she probably just needs a break right now.
I like Joy. I like
appreciate
talking
you,
to
Joy.
Joy. And I like when Joy's, rhetorically, backlashing someone. It's just like, I just didn't think that what I got was called for. That's it. But I'm not going to talk about it because you just said not to, and I respect you.
What is
the end. So.
Now, Justin W., come get this ass beating. Oh, sorry, he's not here anymore.
When can I ask my questions? That's
Go
my
ahead, right now,
superpower.
right
He
now,
said
right
he
now,
had
right
to
now,
go
right
to
now.
work.
Great
He
question.
had a job or something.
Ask it right here, right now.
Yeah, so you're talking about morality, but
Yeah, but first, can I?
I don't think Christians have a good sense of morality either.
That's a two-cook hay fallacy, dumbass.
So it's just an opinion that I stated. I don't see how that's a fallacy.
It's a fallacy
Okay.
precisely because of this reason I'm
So
about
my
to...
opinion is a fallacy. Can you explain how?
No, so
Yeah, 'cause
I
you're-
think that
'cause
the
you-
confusion is in the fact that like the Christian isn't claiming that like their own personal actions that are like immoral are the moral standard. They're saying that there's a moral standard outside of themselves and outside of even an atheist that like we all as humans fall short of.
Okay, so that's okay. So there's a lot of things to unpack right there, and I want to know, how does a Christian know what that moral standard is? Because I would be willing to bet like $100 cash out right now that Christians don't have any idea what that moral standard actually is.
Okay, that's a dumb bet because you definitely lose.
Hey, really?
Well,
Really?
there's
I'll take that bet. I'll
there's
take that bet.
multiple ways that it's revealed.
I'm
So,
an atheist and
so
I could do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's written on our hearts by God.
Okay.
Also,
Good.
he's
Okay.
he's interacted with people who have written down what the standard is.
Okay.
And why it's like not good for us.
Is your
Okay,
idea?
so-
Wait.
so are you saying
Is
that
your idea of a
murder
friendly
is, like, always
conversation to
wrong,
bet people money?
according to like what God said, right?
It's
So
not
like,
just
look, I just want to know. I want to know what's objectively
Wait,
bad
all right.
all the time,
All
right?
right, my man.
Like,
Well,
it, not,
it's
not, I
not
don't want
just
to. I don't know.
All right, please, because we're taking a conversation, but you have a very.
I know. He
somebody's
said I want a
background
conversation. And he said I bet $100 that I can destroy your worldview with facts and logic.
It
What
was
an
a
idiot.
conversation. I just said
Sorry,
I bet $100
why are you
that
talking to
don't
me?
know what
I don't even know
morality
you. You're a
is.
side character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna explain the problem in layman terms, as layman as I can. Things are brute in this reality. Things are objective, whether your opinion agrees upon it or not. The fact that your finite meteor hits this planet, facts are still gonna be grounded. Hits this planet, facts are still gonna be grounded. Facts are still gonna be grounded in the mind of God, whether you exist or not. Like, it's not based upon your subjective finite mind. It's based upon a mind that has knowledge
she
of all
muted me.
propositions in the first place.
I was muted. Damn. Oh my god. Okay, well, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. It was me versus 5, and then... Oh. Okay. Bye.